What's happening, guys? It's your girl Mina. Welcome back to my channel. You guys already know what it is. Happy Tuesday. I hope you've all had a wonderful day, and it's a big one today. Final game of the Champions League group stages as Manchester United welcome Bayern Munich to Old Trafford. First and foremost, big up to everyone. I hope you are all doing good, guys. It's 1% chance, but it's 99% faith. We have to believe the impossible can happen. The impossible is very, very possible. Now, let's talk about what has to happen first and foremost today in order for Manchester United to go through into the Champions League knockout stages. Manchester United have to beat Bayern Munich and hope that the Galatasaray and Copenhagen game ends in a draw. Obviously, both games are going to happen simultaneously, so I think they will definitely know about what's happening in the other games. And Europa League, Manchester United have to beat Bayern Munich and hope there's a result in the other game, or they draw against Bayern Munich and hope Galatasaray beat Copenhagen. It's a whole load of if, buts, maybes, but it's 1% chance and it's 99% faith. We have to believe. You know what? Yesterday I was feeling defeated. Not just yesterday. Since the Bournemouth game, I've been feeling defeated. But today, I woke up in a bit of a different vibe, in a different mood. I definitely feel. Oh, I need to put my laptop in the charger. I definitely feel like, we have to believe. We have to believe. Of course, the difficult thing with Manchester United this season is that we just don't know what sort of performance we're getting. We do not know what sort of performance we're getting. Big up to show says belief, hype, we're out. Listen, anything can happen, guys. Anything can happen. Excuse me. Anything is possible. Now, you guys know me. I don't go into games predicting losses. No matter how bad we're doing, evidently right now we're doing very, very badly. But I do feel like, this week is the week for Ten Hag. I think, going out in the Champions League and then, losing at Anfield, and depending on the way that United lose at Anfield, can be very, very, I think, damning. It would be very, very telling in terms of where Eric Ten Hag will stand. I think I would have, if United got thrashed by Liverpool, I think he would have until one more game. Come on, would they really sack him before Christmas? Would they? I mean, I don't celebrate Christmas, but I'm sure Eric Ten Hag does. Would they really sack him before Christmas? I'm not too sure. They're evil, but are they that evil? But he's walking away with a payout anyway, regardless of if he gets sacked. He's walking away. I think they said up to £15 million compensation that United will have to pay out if they let him go. I don't see him getting sacked. I think if he gets a result today and they end up in Europa League or any sort of European football and then lose to Liverpool, I think it's enough to keep his job. I think it'll be enough for him to keep his job and keep going. Of course, the month is not over, so we've still got a lot of other games. We've still got Premier League games. We've got Villa, we've got West Ham, we've got Nottingham Forest. So that is a different kind of situation. But kind of looking into today and I guess what it symbolizes, I'm really annoyed at the fact that right now, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure every content creator right now has their thumbnails ready for whatever videos that they will do after the game. Like, the thought of finishing rock bottom in a Champions League group is absolutely dreadful. That thought is that is a nightmare. That's a nightmare, to finish rock bottom in a Champions League group. That is a joke. That is a joke. And one thing I don't like about today's game is the fact that United have to rely on another team. United have to rely on something in another game. They have to. It's the things they can't control. It's the things that they can't control. That's absolutely dreadful. That is dreadful. That's a situation I think you don't want to be in as a football club. And I think that it's a situation that you don't want to be in as a manager, especially in Eric Ten Hag's boots right now. United, have we won at because we've only won one game in the Champions League. Oh, it was that one game against Copenhagen at home. So clearly we can win. I think you lot know what my secret is for Champions League football this year. Score one goal and park the bus, because clearly United win the games that they score one goal. The second we score more than two goals, we just choke it. But big up to everybody in the chat. Let me know your thoughts about the game today. Big up to CJ says, nah, he won't be sacked regardless of today's result, in my opinion. I think he'll go all the way to Anfield. I think he'll even go past the Christmas point. Honestly, I don't see that. I know a lot of people say it's make or break, and if he gets thrashed at Anfield, and today, then he's gonna get the sack. I don't see that happening. I think it will be a combination of all the other games throughout the month. The West Ham game, the Villa game. If at that point United are like on a 5-game losing bounce and we're losing dreadfully to the opponents, I think then he will get sacked. But I don't see United losing on Sunday, and then Monday we wake up to official statement from Manchester United saying that he's kind of been sacked. I don't see that happening, to be honest. Big up to Sidorf says he won't be sacked. The club does not have money to sack another manager. The club have spent. We talk about what Ten Hag has spent in the transfer window. The club have spent so much money sacking managers. David Moyes, I think, only finished getting paid off. I think it was like 2 years ago. Oops, I hate when I do that. I hate it, man. Sorry, I forget that if I put thumbs up, it does it on the screen. I'm still not really used to that. Big up to Imran says Ten Hag's winning today and at Anfield. Listen, that would be so Manchester United-ish. That would be so Manchester United-ish to do that and then go and lose to West Ham and Villa. Literally. And the thing is, guys, is like with today's game is even if I'm confident or I think that United could get a result, I'm not confident in the other game finishing in a draw because I know for a fact both other teams will want to go through. Basically, the winner of that game, Galatasaray and Copenhagen, the winner of that game goes through. So why would they not fight it out for 90 minutes? They will not want it to end in a draw, no matter what. Both teams will want to win it, which is why I don't have much faith that United are going through to the Champions League, unless like both teams are really fighting so hard that both of them are defending really good and it ends in a draw. But speaking kind of like in a realistic way, I don't see it ending in a draw. But I think United could do a job at Bayern. And if they do a job at Bayern, then we're through to Europa League and it's European football. Big up to Kenny says, hi, Mina, on my way to the ground. 2-1 United, Højlund double. Come on, hope you have a good time. Kenny's always got the faith, man. He makes me optimistic. I was catching up with the full view and he said that Højlund was going to score. Big up to Kenny. Appreciate the comment. Big up to Broderick says, big up, Mina, don't put it past Tuchel to mess this up and give us life. I hear it. I kind of hear it. And also, they got smashed on the weekend, guys. We're talking about us getting smashed 3-0. They got smashed 5-1. They've got a point to prove, even though they're top of the table and even though they are through, regardless of what happens, they have a point to prove today. And they've come with their strongest teams. They've come with their strongest players. It's not just about Anfield. After that defeat, it would be 8 losses in the league already. Listen, I think I saw a stat, yeah? I actually saw a stat. This was actually after the I think it was after the Nottingham Forest game. No, I don't even know. Who did we lose to? I can't remember who did we lose to on I think it was Champions League. So I saw this from the Athletic. And this was after. This is not even like as of right now. This was after a Champions League game at the beginning of the month that United had lost. And it said that at that point, it had taken United 21 matches in all competitions to lose 10 games. So that's 10 games in all comps, yeah? Guys, out of every manager since Sir Alex Ferguson left, that is the worst out of everything. 21 matches it took to lose 10 games in all competitions. That's near enough to basically 50% of your games you've lost. The season before that, it was the 56th match that United at that point had lost 10 games in all comps. Under, I think it was Mourinho, we lost only 9 times. We never even hit double digits in all competition losses. So I think it's quite damning. Show has a point. It's not just about, how the result will be at Anfield. It's more so about, how many losses is that? How many goals is that United have conceded? How many losses in a row in the league is that? Because, you're saying we lost to Nottingham Forest and then we got Liverpool. And obviously we got West Ham, we got Villa. So you're saying by the end of the month, we play Nottingham Forest. If we lose that game, that's 5 losses, and we've lost all the other games. It's 5 losses in a row. Or, excuse me, if we lose 3 of them, that's 3 out of 2. That's 3 out of 5 games that we lost. That's still not a good enough stat. And also, I do think a big part of it depends on what happens with United today. If United can win the next 3 out of the 4 Premier League, if we can win 2 out of 4 Premier League games this month, and United somehow, with a miracle, make it through today, he doesn't get sacked. Because Manchester United, revenue-wise, and obviously, the revenue that Champions League brings. Not only that, the marketability, sponsorships, etc. United would not want to crash out in the Champions League. And for me, it's not even, I don't even care about that kind of stuff yet. I don't even care about that kind of stuff. Because this summer that just passed, they told us we had no money for the transfer window, when in reality, they did. They ended up having money. So I don't buy that nonsense about, oh, we got no money, we ain't got no money. What I care more about is the fact that there's a possibility that United finish rock bottom of the table, regardless of if United draw today, if we draw, I think, and Copenhagen win, Galatasaray will still finish above us. Galatasaray have to win against Copenhagen, and we have to draw or win against Bayern for us to go through to Europa League. Let me know if you guys want European football outside of Champions League next year, i.e. Europa League football. I think some people I've seen still want it. Some people don't. I can't bear the thought of playing on a Thursday night. But if that's another chance of silverware, another chance of a sort of trophy for the club to get, then I wouldn't be too against it. How are we broke when we make the most revenue? Surprisingly, United don't make the most. I think we're third in the Premier League when it comes to revenue. Number one, Manchester City, but we all know that they're cooking their books. I know for a fact Manchester City are cooking their books. Number two is Liverpool. Number three is United. We used to be number one until City came along, and suddenly they got sponsorships with Etihad and all these other random companies from the Middle East, and suddenly they're getting 100 million contracts here, 200 million contracts here, 300 million contracts here. But it's true, United's profitability is sustainable just based on the revenue that they generate as a football club. It's simply that. Shout out to Phil, says the worst thing is we play one of the least watchable football in the league. Chelsea only game where we've been better, and that's only because Chelsea is a joke. Our goal difference is shocking. You know what's funny is that that game against Galatasaray, so everyone I know that watches football loved it. As a fan, I could not handle watching that game. As a neutral, that's an entertaining type of game. As a fan, my heart couldn't handle it because every time the ball ended up in our half, I thought there was a possibility that Galatasaray would have scored. I honestly felt like that. And anytime that United were trying to play out the back, I thought that there was a possibility that we would fumble it and create error, whether it's, passing it out or whatever. When we were playing against Galatasaray, all my cousins, my friends, they were like, that was the best game of football that they've watched. It was so entertaining. And I was like, how did you lot find it entertaining? Because my heart was literally in my kneecap. My heart was in my kneecap. That's how nervous I was. Mina, be honest, do you actually look forward to our games? I don't. I'll be honest, I don't, but I still watch it. It's a form of torture. It's a form of torture when you do something that you don't like to do, that you don't enjoy. I still watch it. That's how much I love the team and I love the club. But I think the worst, I'll be honest, the worst that I've ever felt watching the Man United was definitely the David Moyes era. That was the worst. But this one is about to take it. I stopped watching football like completely under David Moyes. Not just Manchester United. I stopped watching all football. I didn't watch anything. Champions League, Europa League, Premier League, La Liga, whatever. I didn't watch any of it. But this, I'm still watching it because I feel like we can get, I don't know, man, it's delusion, isn't it? It's delusion at this point. It has to be. The only explanation for it is that it's delusion. Thursday nights suck, but we need the money. We have to have something to play for. This team needs that experience. That's true. The thought of having nothing to play for during the season is like, we're just there to take part. We just make up a number in the league. If we're not in the top 4 race and we're not in, say we get knocked out of FA Cup and we're not in a competition that can get you a trophy, well, it's a waste of a season. It's a waste of a season. And to be honest, it's a failure of a season. I think inevitably, if United do not finish with some sort of silverware at the end of the year, it's a failure of a season. I don't even care if they finish in top 4, because one thing you can't do, in my opinion, is have the season that you did last year. Whether it was overachieving or not, you can't have that sort of season, spend 200+ million in a transfer window, and then go on and crash out of top 4, finish rock bottom of your Champions League group, crash out of Carabao Cup, crash out of FA Cup, not even finish in a Europa League spot. And basically, it's just a pointless season. It's just a pointless season. So I kind of understand it. It's true. The team need to play together. They need that. They need to develop that sort of resilience, and you get that kind of stuff from playing in competitions, playing for silverware, playing for trophies, that kind of stuff. But sometimes I'm like, bro, all the manager does is complain about playing 3 games a day. 3 games, every 3 days. Like, he complains about playing so many games in the space of 8 days. We play 3 games in 8 days. Guys, if you ever watch a press conference by the manager, that's what he complains about. When he was asked about Marcus Rashford not tracking back, yeah, and he went on to talk about fatigue and how difficult it is to play 3 games in the space of 8 days. And but these times, it was after the Newcastle game, by the way. These times, Newcastle were in the same boat as us, playing 3 games in 8 days. They were playing PSG, parking the bus, running up and down the field. Yet they still had engine. They had an engine in their midfield. They had every player had petrol full. You know, they weren't running on E like the rest of us. And the thought of, I'll be honest, the thought of having to watch Thursday football, then Sunday football, then Thursday football, then I have to hear the manager complain about, oh, everybody's tired and everyone's fatigued. Maybe there is a point to the fact that they're being overworked in training, because why is he always complaining about it? I remember Klopp used to complain about it. And obviously the whole asthma pump situation with Liverpool, I'm not going to talk about that, but it's actually annoying to watch endless excuses in the press conferences. Sometimes you should just admit, you know, if you're being asked about a player or you're being asked about certain players, you know, you should just admit that they weren't playing good enough and the standards weren't good enough. Why do you have to go on a tangent about playing 3 games in 8 days like everybody else doesn't, or every other top team? To be a top team in the league, you are going to play a lot of games. You are going to play a lot of games. You are going to play a lot of games. It's inevitable. You're going to play, if you want to be in the Champions League, if you want to contest to be doing, you know, the treble, you're going to have to get used to that. You're going to be playing games. How are you complaining about it? Is this the official starting 11? Onana, Dalot, Maguire, Shaw, Reguilon, Amrabat, McTominay, Anthony, Fernandes, Garnacho, Højlund. Is that the official 11? I thought the 11 would have been out at 7 o'clock, like an hour before the game. Let me just double check, you know, just to, I don't want to spread fake news on here. Well, they haven't posted it, but I'm guessing I'm assuming it's a leaked lineup. Dalot is crap. That guy is. Oh man, Dalot, how is he still playing? How is Diogo Dalot still starting in Champions League? As if we didn't see him get absolutely annihilated a few years ago by Arnett Danjuma. We've still let him play. Oh my god! If this is the real lineup, and obviously at 7 o'clock, so in about 27 minutes, I will bring up the starting lineup once it's announced. But if this is the lineup, and we're going again for a makeshift centre back partnering Maguire, free my boy Varane, free Raphael Varane. The lineup is from Man United Zone. Okay, I don't know how accurate they are, unless it's leaked, but free Raphael Varane. Champions League game. We need to win. And you play a makeshift centre-back again. Amrabat by himself again. Kimmich, Musiala, them men are going to run wild. They are going to eat in that midfield. We are literally going to struggle building up from the back. We are going to get pressed. When they get pressed, that midfield is going to crumble. Musiala is winning man of the match. Mark my words. I've seen this written before. Anthony, Garnacho, Højlund, that front line. Honestly, we are probably losing, but at least let's go down swinging. Let the facts. If you know what, I do care that if United lose, but please, if United lose, let it be respectable. Let it look like we competed. You know, let it look like we competed till the final whistle, and we tried to win the game. Be competitive. Keep running. Just keep going. Keep on your feet. Be persistent. That's all I ask for. Honestly, that's honestly all I ask for. Of course, we can't guarantee that, guys. So you guys know what it is. What's their name? Arsenal comfortably through. I saw that they were playing right now. I don't really care for that one, but they're comfortably through. The last time I enjoyed watching United was first half of first game from Rangnick. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed watching United last year. I'll be very honest, guys. I enjoyed watching United last year, especially after that City loss after we lost City and then we beat Arsenal. Remember, beginning of the season we beat Liverpool. that comeback against Fulham. The World Cup happened. We beat City at home. The month of January, February, March. Up until March, I enjoyed it. After that, after the Barcelona game, in Europa League, nothing was the same. Once we played Sevilla, after Sevilla, the first leg against Sevilla, nothing was the same. I went to the FA Cup final, guys. My first ever experience going to a cup final. And it was the worst Manchester United performance. It was a horrid Manchester United performance. I was just at least it was a sunny day and it was a nice hot summer's day. June times I remember. But I never thought my first experience of watching my team in a final would have been like that. I never thought that. Big up to Adam in the chat. Says hoofball and inshallah. Would you rather third or fourth? This is a good question because, like, I just said it. I'd like the idea of playing. I'd like the idea of playing for something this season. Like, it feels like a wasteful season when you're not playing for something. It genuinely feels wasteful. But then again, like, do I want to put up with the manager just complaining about being tired, everyone being tired? Oh, we're playing, you play a game on a Saturday, and then you play Thursday, then you play Sunday, and he's like, yeah, my team have played 3 games in 8 days. Yeah, well, Man City probably have 2. They're in the Champions League. Man City probably have 2. Arsenal would have probably have 2. Liverpool, Europa League, they probably would have been playing 3 games in 8 days. Brighton, Conference League sends, all of them. West Ham, Europa League, they're playing 3 games in 8 days. I don't want to, the thought of putting up with the manager complaining about stuff, it puts me off finishing third. But like I said, I don't want the season to be wasteful. I do not want the season to be wasteful. I don't want to be a number, just a number in the Premier League that just makes up one of the 20 clubs. You want to be competitive. You want to compete, whether it's for what sort of trophy, I don't know, but you want to be able to compete. And I think inevitably, if United crash out of the group stages, guys, today, if United finish 4th, it's a failure of a season, regardless of where United finish in the league. Because, last year, Ten Hag had 200 million spent, got a Carabao Cup and top 4. Even though last year, I think top 4, we just about got it. Yeah. Crashed out of Europa League with 2 poor performances against Sevilla. This year, you spend another 200 million and you crash out rock bottom of Champions League. That I think would get you sacked at other clubs. I genuinely think that would get you sacked at other clubs, finishing rock bottom in the Champions League after spending 400 plus million over 2 transfer windows. I think that would get you sacked. But obviously, they believe in the manager. They believe in his vision. They believe in his philosophy. They believe in his style and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. That's not a problem. But the fact that United are, let's be real, we are not that far off of top 4 right now, right? But it takes about 1 or 2 losses for United to fall down the pecking order, because City are going to step it up a notch soon. Liverpool are going to step it up. I was talking to my friend who's a Liverpool fan, and she was saying that she's shocked that Liverpool are top of the table right now because they don't even feel like they've left second gear in the league. They don't even feel like they've left second gear. They feel like they've still got a lot to come. Aston Villa, if they keep it up right now, top 4 might be cemented. That top 4 race might be cemented. So this manager, I told you guys, I said this on the weekend, that final nail in the coffin is just on top of it. Bayern Munich, you crash out of Champions League, rock bottom. That's the first one. Anfield, second one. Simple as that. Big up to Mike in the chat. I hope you're doing well. When's your next show with Saeed? Friday night. It'll be a probably Friday night thing from now on. Onana has never won the Champions League. He's the worst, unluckiest keeper in the tournament. He gifted Spurs a final, City the treble, and he single-handedly knocked us out. The fact that this is actually true. The fact that you went from Champions League final 1 year and then crashing out in the group stages the next year. Life works in mysterious ways sometimes. Mina, mark my words, he's getting sacked on Sunday. The thing is, I feel like and this is not me saying he doesn't deserve to be sacked if he loses against Anfield. And even if he lost 6-0, I think the club would actually let him continue for the next 1 or 2 Prem games in the hopes that he turns it around and picks up wins there. Honestly, because last year, 7-0 I think any club that had lost 7-0, if that was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that lost 7-0 to Liverpool, last year, no matter how good your season was going, do you think he was going to get sacked? I stayed off of social media for about a week because after that Liverpool game, I couldn't bear the thought of it. I couldn't bear the thought of being like seeing memes and all. Till today. I remember I went out with my friends, and some of my friends don't even watch football. And every time when we were ordering food, they kept asking me if I wanted 7-Up with my drink. And it's only because they saw these jokes online aimed at United fans. I feel like if he loses on Sunday at Anfield, regardless of the scoreline, I don't think he will get sacked immediately. I just don't see that happening. Honestly, I don't see that happening. I feel like they'll give him another game or two in the Prem, West Ham, Villa. And if he loses to West Ham, Villa is going to be that game where, if he doesn't win, he's getting sacked after Christmas. That's your Christmas gift. You're getting sacked. But if I'm being honest, if United crash out of group stages today, rock bottom, not even Europa League, rock bottom. Say today ends 4-1. Yeah? Say Bayern Munich beat us 4-1. Then they go to Anfield and lose 5-0, 6-0, 4-0, whatever. Do you guys think he would get sacked at that point? Do you think that that's the point that you have to sack him? Or would you say give him basically the rest of the month to turn it around? Because I don't know. The player in the presser always plays, so McTominay is starting. Free Raphael Varane. Big up to Day says, people talk about players not running. No matter how much you run in a rondo by yourself versus 3, you're not getting the ball versus good players. Ten Hag setting his players up to get rondoed all game. This is true. I feel like there's just always so much space that United leave open. And it's like everybody just forms into little blood clots around the pitch. And then there's just so much space. And they're not utilized. They're not using it. I remember seeing a clip that actually, it was Amrabat being chased down by 3 Bournemouth players, yeah? And Maguire and Shaw were not even spreading out, trying to give him options with space. They were literally all just clogged next to each other. I was like, this can't be real. I was like, this cannot be real. It cannot be real. And I don't know if that's in structures. I don't know if that's just how the players have kind of chosen to set up. I'm not too sure. But there has been a lot of instances this season where United are kind of pressing, or teams comfortably build up from the back, and they get out of our press so comfortably because United just leaves so much space, especially in the middle of the pitch, And if that lineup from earlier is true, and it is Amrabat again starting by himself, someone please explain to me, why is Kobbie Mainoo not playing? Kobbie Mainoo has not played in how many games? He's had 2 stellar performances and has not played since. Hasn't started since. He's had 2 stellar performances and he has not started since. What is with the manager and doing this to youngsters? He done it to Hannibal Mejbri. Hannibal Mejbri had a good performance, didn't sniff the pitch. I think it was Burnley he played well against, didn't sniff the pitch again. I ain't even seen him. I just saw him in training pictures yesterday and I realized that he's actually fit. Sometimes I just think, what is, honestly, the thought process behind the manager? I don't know. MUFC says, I will gift the chat 5 membership if we finish 4th today, 20 if we finish 3rd and 1 Europa League. Damn, that's serious. I'm gonna have to screenshot this. I'm gonna take a picture of it in my brain just so that I remember. When are you going to be on United View watch along again? Probably maybe next week. Depending on if I get my car fixed, guys. I'm still waiting for my car to get fixed. It's still in the garage. So I'm waiting on that. But hopefully next week I will be back in the studio. I kind of missed the studio as well. Mina, I'm so close to Erik ten Hag out. I said this yesterday, guys. I'm not Ten Hag in and I'm not Ten Hag out. I won't sit here defending his choices. And I'm not here. I won't sit here defending his choices, and I won't sit here and be like, oh, he's done nothing wrong and it's all on this and that and that. I think everybody has a right to be annoyed with him. I think everyone has a right to question him. But then also I'm like, I feel like inevitably he'll get sacked. It's like, if he gets sacked, he gets sacked. If he stays, he stays. At this point, I'm very what's the word? Nonchalant? I don't know if nonchalant is the word. What car did you use to go to Spurs away? Oh, you caught me out. Yeah, I'm joking. Nah, I used one of my siblings' cars. I had to beg for it. I had to beg to use the car because one thing about me, guys, I don't like public transport. I do not like public transport. So I will take Uber if I have to. I will use one of my siblings or my cousin's cars. Or I just won't go anywhere, which is with the situation I'm in right now. I just don't go anywhere and I just stream at home instead. So that's that. Numb is the word. I'm just numb to it. It's like, I know a lot of people think I'm Ten Hag in. I want him to work out, but also we're not idiots. Like, the fan base is not idiots. We're not stupid. We know where his shortcomings are. We can identify it. So it's like, for me, it's like I'm not ignorant enough to look away from the errors that he's making. Like, I won't make excuses for it. And I know there's people that want Ten Hag out that criticize him so much, and I know that there's people that are Ten Hag in and they defend him so much. I'm honestly in the middle. I'll criticize him, and also I'll criticize the players. So if me criticizing the players makes me Ten Hag in, then I'm not too sure. I think the reason why the midfield is so open is because of the backline not being as high as they should be. If you watch Spurs, the backline is way up, contracting the space in midfield. I mean, Lisandro Martinez is back in training. This is also another problem, by the way, that I have with Ten Hag, right? Is that everyone says that Lisandro Martinez is important to the style of how the manager plays, right? He's important to how playing out from the back, despite us having a keeper that plays out from the back. And without him, United can't do that. So in the summer transfers, why didn't you go and buy another defender that can do that? So in the instance that Lisandro got injured, which he did because he came off of a difficult injury from the previous season, why didn't Erik Ten Hag go out in the summer and buy another defender? And I know you guys are going to say, oh, he wanted Kim Min-jae, oh, he wanted Tadiba, blah, blah, blah. My brother, you spent the money that you had. You spent it on Mason Mount. You spent 72 million on Rasmus Højlund. You spent how much? 50-something million on Andre Onana. You could have sacrificed one. I mean, we haven't even reaped the benefits of having Mason Mount in our team. Right now, Mason Mount joining in the summer and not joining would have made no difference because we've barely seen him play. We've barely reaped the benefits of having him involved in the starting 11. So if playing out from the back is so important to the manager and he got his goalkeeper and he has Lisandro Martinez, but he needs another defender to do that, yeah, why did he not just buy another defender and not buy Mason Mount? Because let's be honest, guys. Mason Mount, and you guys know where I stand with Mason Mount. I want him to do well, but we have not benefited from having him because he's been injured, and when he's not been injured, he barely plays. Some of you are saying in the chat that Varane is starting. It's just Twitter. Everybody wants to be ITKs. Everyone, I know Twitter is. People are always leaking lineups and that kind of stuff. Firstly, oh, lineup is out. Varane's back. Oh my days, Varane is back. Manchester United have posted it, guys. Okay, calm down. Rasmus Højlund and Varane are in. Martial and Reguilon are out from the last Champions League game. So that means we're still playing with a single midfielder. The only difference is that Varane and Maguire. You see this? The manager wants to leave. The manager, wants to win and brings Varane back now today. Varane should just drop a stinker just to piss the manager off. I'm joking. I don't encourage that stuff. But honestly, the fact that the manager has went and called on Raphael Varane because he knows this Luke Shaw left centre-back thing ain't working. He knows that. Your best defender has been on the bench, rotting away. I'm actually kind of glad. That he's actually playing. He said that they can't play together. He lies. He's a liar. We know that. One thing we've established is bold men lie. If any of you guys are bold in the chat, I'm sorry. But bold men are liars. Yeah, and Ten Hag is a prime example. I've said it so much. I've literally said it I've been saying it since last season that he lies. And you know what? I was okay with it last season. You know, it's like when if you're in a relationship and your partner lies to you, but they buy you gifts, you'll kind of turn away from the lies because your partner's buying you gifts. So last year I was turning away from it because United were playing well. United were playing well. This year my partner stopped buying me gifts. We stopped winning. We stopped winning, so now I'm exposing the lies. Ten Hag lies, man. We should know that. We should know that Eric 10 lies. But he's told 10 lies already this season. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. The likes and the views ain't added up, man. You guys know for algorithm purposes, it pushes the content out more. Be sure to hit the like button. You guys can join the membership club. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, you get all of that kind of custom content. You get all that custom content, and of course, you get to support the growth of the channel and the content that I'm bringing, and I can get my car fixed as well. Mina, bold men don't lie, and I'm not saying because there's no bold men in my family, guys. Do I know any bold men except for KG? Nah. I don't know any bold people. So the only bold person statement I'm going off of is Eric Ten Hag, because that's the only other bold person that I can think of. My brother-in-law is bold, but I don't think he's a liar. I don't know. Man United is like a third-hand car. You fix this part, another random part of the car breaks instantly. Eric Ten Hag made those early purchases because he thought Murto would not be so bad not to raise 90 million from sales of Donny, Bailly, Fred, Maguire, and Henderson. I see everybody like, come on now, that's not an excuse. Then you sacrifice it. You're telling me Mount was essential. If the whole philosophy of your football is to play out from the back, yeah, and a centre-back pairing is the most important thing to it, then you go out and you buy another centre-back first. Why was Mason Mount the first signing that we made in the summer? We literally have not seen the guy play. Has he played a full 90? Has he played 2 full 90s this year? No. He's been on the bench. Even when he's been fit, he's been on the bench. We don't see him play. They gave him the number 7 shirt. He should not have been the priority signing. Let's be honest. Like, honestly, guys, let's be for real. Mason Mount should not have been the priority signing. It should have been a centre-back. Whether it was Kim Min-jae, I was watching and reading stuff about Kim Min-jae and Manchester United since June. How did he end up at Bayern Munich? How did he end up at Bayern Munich? Whether it was Todibo, whoever it was, go. Like, honestly, I don't think there's any more excuses because of the homegrown stuff. I guess that's true because United have lost a few homegrown players, English players as well. But I don't know, man. It's just then go get Tomori. Yeah, go buy Tomori. He'll be a homegrown player. He'll count as he'll count as a homegrown player. Nobody told them that like, I just feel like if playing out of the back, the most important thing is your back line, then that should be your priority for signing in the summer transfer window. That's just what I think, guys. Honestly, that's just my opinion. And let's see the Bayern Munich lineup as well. Actually, let me have a look at the Bayern Munich lineup. Oh, this app is bugging. What's with live score and telling me the wrong lineup? Because it's telling me right now Johnny Evans is playing in the back. This app is bugging out big time. Let's go see what the Bayern Munich lineup is saying. They got, oh my God, this is actually a very scary lineup. Manuel Neuer is in goal. Upamecano, Kim Min-jae, Mazraoui, Davis in the back line. Then they've got Coman and Sane on the wings. Goretzka, Kimmich, Musiala in the 10, and Harry Kane up top. Goodness. Look at that. That is absolutely scary. Who's on their bench? Their bench is kind of dead. I'm not going to lie. They got Choupo-Moting, Müller, Lema. Yeah, their bench ain't saying much, but what's the difference between their bench and our bench? I don't even know. What's our bench saying? Who's on our bench? Our bench includes 2 goalkeepers, Evans, Regular, and Wan-Bissaka. Dan Gore, big up to Austin Baker. Dan Gore is on the bench. Hannibal, Maino, Palestri. Oh, no Martial, no Rashford on our bench. We have no striker on the bench, guys. We got no striker on. Oh my God, guys, we've got no striker on the bench. We have no striker on the bench, meaning Rasmus Højlund will probably play 90 minutes in the Champions League, or if the manager brings him off, we're going to have some makeshift striker up top in Pelestri, Garnacho or something. That bench actually stinks. Like, I'm not even joking. That bench is actually, we got 2 goalkeepers, 3 defenders. Who's Hugh Gill? I know he's an academy player, but I've never seen him actually play. That is actually, so yeah, because if we had strikers on the bench, it would increase our chances of scoring, right? No, but it also means that, you know, if you need a goal, you need options off the bench, you know what to turn to, you know what you can throw on. But right now, you're just going to end up throwing a bunch of kids on. You just literally end up throwing a bunch of kids on. Who wants to make history today? Another record for Erik ten Hag to break. I need to actually see. Have United ever finished 4th in the Champions? I want to see when was the last time we finished 4th in the Champions League. It's not really showing. Oh, okay, here you go. Is this gonna? Are they gonna show me the stats on their website? No. Okay. This is actually jokes, yeah. Even 2015-16, guys, when we crashed out in the group stages, we didn't even finish 4th. We didn't even finish 4th in 2015-16. Let me just double check before I start spreading lies. Oh, no, that's the wrong. Sorry, they showed me the wrong year. Yeah, we finished 3rd in a group with PSV and Wolfsburg. That is so jokes. So this could actually be the first time that we finished 4th in a very, very long time. Firstly, we only crashed out in the group stages under Sir Alex Ferguson like once, I think, in the 2000s, in 05-06, and even then we finished 3rd. So we actually have not finished 4th in a long, long time in Champions League football. And today that could be the record. That could be the record that Erik ten Hag ends up breaking. Big up to VK with the super chat. Appreciate it. Says Anana owes us a man of the match performance today, and team has to find Fred passion. Let's do it for Fred. Let's stop buying group stage record. OT deserves a win and a performance. Big up to VK. 100% I agree. Anana, yeah. If one, I'm not joking. One mistake today, I'm gonna be on him. Today is a day you put your good cap on. You put your 10 out of 10 performance cap on. Like, that's what I want to see. I even brought out my good luck shirt, guys. This is my lucky shirt, yeah? If you lot know, this pink shirt is one of my favorite kits in the last 10 years of Manchester United. Yeah, this is one of my favorite ones. I brought it out for luck today. I don't even believe in luck. Guys, I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in superstition, that kind of stuff. But honestly, today I brought this shirt out because I said, you know what? I got to gather every positive vibe and try and nurture that into something. We have to. It's going to be a goal scoring fiesta. Which way though? Is it going to be is it going to be a Bayern Munich goal scoring fiesta? Is it just in general the game? Both teams are going to be scoring a lot. We have to win. So like, we know we can't defend. So let's just try work them. We know we can't defend. So why don't we just try to outscore them? Let's just try to do that. Hopefully that could actually work. Okay, Hugo played in preseason and scored. He's a striker. Big up to Dana, says, I see no hope tonight. Guys, let's get before I get to predictions, actually, let me go through a few more comments. I will fly to Cameroon and wait for him at the airport and keep him hostage till AFCON is done because I don't want him hurt any more fans. The thing is, AFCON this year is in Ivory Coast. I'll be doing actually AFCON content on my channel next month. But I'm pretty sure AFCON is being held in Ivory Coast this year. I might be wrong. Yeah, it's in Ivory Coast. These Cameroonians, they will go to Ivory Coast and kidnap them himself if he does any sort of nonsense at AFCON. Tim Howard with the high top ain't doing nothing tonight. Sorry. If we believe in luck, I may dust off the red highlights instead of green. Give Bayern typical all-star English 100 miles per hour game. Would you just rather want to see United like park the bus and just defend compactly? Can we even defend compactly? I don't even know. Would you rather just see that, or would you rather just see United just going for it? Because I feel like the second we leave any sort of space open. You lot know I'm a big fan of Jamal Musiala in it. I am a huge fan of Jamal Musiala. I'm so dead. I watched the presser questions on United View that Flex gave him. I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't stop laughing because he asked him about Kobe Mainoo, and he basically asked him about how important is it, like, for your career, how important has it been having a structure at a club like Bayern Munich, especially like as a youth player and blah, blah, blah. And how important is it as a young player? You know, we got a player called Kobe Mainoo, blah, blah, blah. Then he was like, not gonna lie, he's like, I don't know who Kobe Mainoo is, but he was like, it's important as a young player to get, you know, support, to have that supporting system and have structure and all of that kind of stuff. And I was just laughing because he basically just said he didn't know who Kobe Mainoo was. But guys, let's do it, man. Predictions. Predict the score and predict where we finish in the table. Predict the score and predict where we finish in the table. Like I said, Copenhagen versus Galatasaray. I'm not even gonna watch the game. I'm gonna like keep up with the scores, but I'm not gonna watch the game because once I see Copenhagen up, or once I see Galatasaray up, unless I see a draw, that's the only time I'm going to be invested in the game. That's the only time I'm going to be invested in the game. But I say that Man United, I say we're gonna win. I say we're gonna win, but we're not going through because I think Copenhagen or Galatasaray, one or the other, are going to end up winning and going through. It's very unlikely that I see them drawing, but I see United, and I see that, you know, if we win, it's going to be a fight. We're going to have to fight for it. It's not going to be a lucky game, or it's not going to be like, you know, a game where United dominate. We're going to fight. They're going to fight. We're going to fight. They're going to fight. We're going to go blow for blow every single minute. We're going blow for blow. That's what I think will happen. Let me know what you lot think. Galatasaray Copenhagen. Let me know what you lot think about that. Heights says 2-2. So that's a draw. If United draw and I think Galatasaray win, United go through to Europa League. But if United win, they basically, if United win, I think regardless of if United win and the other game finishes in a draw, obviously we go through. And if we win and Galatasaray win, we go through to Europa League. 3-2 United and we go through. Emmanuel says we're finishing fourth, so he has no faith in us even winning today. Mike says 2-1 win and we go through. Siddharth says 3-2 win. Come on United, we go through. Show another person that says that United gonna lose 4-1. 2-1 Bayern fourth place. Not you celebrating that. 4-0 United losing 4-0 fourth. Possibly 2-1 injury time goals like 1999. You know what's so funny, if that actually happened, is the fact that we're scoring injury time winners to go through in the Champions League, whereas in 1999 we were scoring it to win the flipping trophy. Anana with another Andres Lindegaard masterclass incoming. But will we even survive in Europa though? That's another question. That is another question. And you know what? I'm not going to tackle that question until we get to being there. If we're in Europa League, then I'll talk about, you know, whether we stand a chance in that. But I'm not even gonna tackle that. Maguire bullet header winner in Fergie time, and then he takes off his shirt and he knee slides. Bam! Or he runs and jumps into the crowd. I hear that. If we go in Europa, Liverpool are going to give us a home and away beating. And I think we go in, if you crash out of the group stages of Champions League, you go into Europa League in the round of 32, meaning you play against the people that finish second in the group to then go into the round of 16. So you have another round to go through. Mina, did you predict a win? Yes, I did, because I believe, guys. I believe in them. Delusion. It's delusion at this point, but I believe in them. I can never go and say that we're gonna lose. Galatasaray Copenhagen to draw. That means if United, you know what, guys? You know what would be so Manchester United like? You know what would be so Manchester United like is if Galatasaray and Copenhagen draw and we lose. Like the fact that what we needed to happen in that other game happened and then we just lose or we draw. Like it's just that is so like this team right now. Yeah, it's so like this team for that to happen. It is so like that this team for that to happen, where whatever's out of our control happens, and what's in our control, we can't do it. Where's this belief coming from? Sounding like KG. I don't know where the belief is coming from, because if you lot watched any of my streams like on Saturday, yesterday, I have no faith. I have no faith, guys, by the way. I just feel like one moment of excellence will win us the game. We have to stop believing in these dud players. They are not good, period. Is it me not believing in the... Am I believing in the players, or am I believing in the manager? I'm not too sure. I would say that I'm also believing in the manager to set them up good enough. What are the lineups? In case you guys have not seen the lineups are Andre Onana in goal, Diogo Dalot right back. Varane is back in the starting 11 with Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw at left back. It's a lone pivot of Amrabat by himself, Scott McTominay and Bruno in their usual positions, Anthony on the right, Garnacho on the left, and Rasmus Højlund up top. So that is the starting 11 in case you guys missed it. For Bayern Munich, their starting 11 is Emmanuel Neuer in goal. By the way, guys, I'm doing this all off the top of my head because I'm that cool. Yeah, it's Manuel Neuer in goal. Mazraoui at right back. It's Upamecano, Kim Min-jae centre back pairing. Left back Davies. Then it's Kimmich and Goretzka in the middle. We got Sane on one side, Coman on the other side, Musiala in the 10, and Harry Kane up top. That is the two lineups for today's game. Amrabat will be in a battle trying to stop Kimmich, trying to stop Goretzka getting involved. Dalot versus Coman. Oh my god. Versus Sane. Oh my god. Oh my days. Luke Shaw, the guy who the manager was just telling us the other day, basically doesn't play left back because he can't run. Like he doesn't want to. Okay, let me not actually. The manager said that he played him at centre back because at left back he doesn't have to run as much as he does at left back. So that's who he's playing there today. What's it called? That's who he's playing there today. Luke Shaw against Sane. Dalot against Coman. Maguire and Varane. You know what? Varane's back, so I got a bit of faith, but I can just see Maguire doing something stupid. I could just see Maguire doing something really, really silly. Like really, really silly. I could just see it happening. I could just see that happening. Musiala is gonna have so much space to run around. Mark my words. Mark my words, he's gonna have so much space to run around. Like, oh my god. Just the thought of it is actually... It's actually crazy. We're out, guys. Come on, man. You know what? I don't want everyone to be so negative, but I'm being negative by saying that kind of stuff. But big up to everyone, man. Listen, like I said, we'll be back here. I'll be back here 10 o'clock later tonight after the game, or 10:15 maybe, UK time. We'll talk about the game, hopefully. It'll be some celebrations. It'll be something for us to be happy about, something to smile about. I don't care how we win. Just please win. Please win. Whatever happens in Galatasaray and Copenhagen, that is out of our control. But let's just work on our controllables. Let's just do that. I'm very worried for our midfield because I feel like we get overrun in the midfield. I feel like Scott McTominay, even when he comes back to support, which is very rare, I feel like he's just there. He does nothing. He's just there. But big up to everybody. You guys know what it is, man. Match day. We have to believe, guys. I know there's not much for us to believe in, and I know it's very difficult. But listen, we have to get behind the team. We have to get behind the boys. We have to get behind the manager. We can't go out in the group stage fourth. Nah, we can't do that. Big up to everyone. You guys know what it is. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out. Turn on your post notifications so when I go live later on tonight, you guys will get notified immediately. There won't even be no kind of like 5-minute grace, guys. I'm going to set up the stream and then just go live straight away. You guys know what it is. Big up to everyone. We have to believe. Yeah. I said we're going to win. We're going to win 3-1. We are going to win 3-1. And I'll come back to this. I will come back to this later tonight. You don't know what it is. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out. Be sure to subscribe. We'll be back here later on tonight. If you want to join the membership club, you can. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, you get member custom content, and of course you get to support the growth of the channel, and you get to join the community. You get to join this beautiful community, this wonderful community that we're building here. No matter, even if I'm delusional, It's still a community. You guys know what it is. Until next time, come on, United. Come on. We'll be back here later, guys. Peace.